Hello everyone and welcome to this really fun stream. So today I'm doing a draft against all my friends. It's our first time doing a draft together. These are guys who I really need to beat in FPL. Bragging rights on the line. My manhood at stake. These are the guys I need to destroy. And I've decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a little bit cunning. You know, I make FPL content. And why don't I bring in the big guns? So I said, you know what it is? I could do this, you know, mano a mano, play ethically, play fair, or I could draft in an expert to help me do the draft. And that's what I've done. I've got one of the best FPL minds out there, and he's going to help me with this. And just something else to bear in mind for this is, you know, even though maybe this draft isn't necessary for you, or you're not doing a draft and you're thinking, why do I care about draft? We're going to see how exactly I rank every single player and how the expert ranks every single player. That's kind of what we're going to get to see. So even if you're not necessarily taking part in this draft or any drafts, there will be lots of FPL conundrums in there. You know, maybe we have the choice of Grealish or Diaz. Which one do we pick? Time will tell. So really excited to see you in the comments. Get in and say hello early. Let us know, you know, who your first pick would be. Drop a like on the video early, and any chance you could share this on social media, amazing. Let's go have some fun. So I'm joined today by BigManBakar. The big man is here. He's got the suit and tie on. He's ready to go. He's ready to coach me through the draft. It starts in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Bakar, have you ever played draft?
No, actually, I haven't. I tend to focus usually on my own team, and I don't really look at other formats. So this is something which is new for me as well, and I'm hoping I don't I hope I do myself justice in this video and when I talk to you about your draft.
Well, I'm going to blame you if we have a bad one, but the way draft kind of works is, you know, prices don't matter. I think it's still three. I haven't actually played it before. I assume it's 3 players per team. And we draft through, you know, where basically I'll be given a position in the 8 people that are picking, and I could be third, I could be first, I could be 8th, and we pick in turns, and it goes through all the players. So look, my watch list here, I was very lazy. I just kind of added all the best players. So look, we'll see how that transpires. But again, you know, maybe it gets to this stage where we have the choice of Sterling or Bruno Fernandes and we have to make a call. Maybe we'll have to make calls between the likes of Darwin and Bowen. And these might be calls that we don't see in the sort of general FPL content that we're used to in preseason, where it's quite often the same picks that we're going head-to-head with. But I'm going to ask you now, Bakar, if we get first and no one... Oh, it's as many players per team as you like. Yeah. So you could end up with all Liverpool.
Yeah, and what's important is that in format you have to pick players for short term, right? Because it's basically supposed to be more of a long term thing.
Yeah, a longer term thing. We've had one thing in the comments there about your sound, Bakar, so I don't know if we can get your mic closer to you before we start. Maybe have a work on that. But it's 0 seconds to go, and I think we're about to pick now. Okay, Bakar, we're first pick, man. Bakar, we've got first pick. That means we have to really go for Salah, don't we? Like, we have to go for Salah with first pick, or do we go for Harry Kane? Salah? What would you do? Your mic's gone off, Bakar. You've knocked it out. You've knocked the cable out. My plan is going tits up. I brought in the big guns, and they've sabotaged me. Someone's cut his bloody mic.
It should be working now.
I've got you. Yeah, Salah. It has to be. Has to be Salah.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing. So with Salah locked in, Bakar, that's a result straight off the bat, surely.
Yeah, I mean it's easy. It's easy. He's the best player in the game for me. Way too explosive. I mean, regardless of fixture, you can expect him to do really well. Liverpool have arguably the best attack in the league. He's priced as a midfielder, gets clean sheet points. I mean, I don't really want to go on and on about him. He's proven himself over the years. He's absolute royalty.
Yeah, absolutely. The worry now is, Bakar, that Son and De Bruyne are gone, and these guys are going to keep going. There's going to be another 7 players and then another 7 players. There's going to be 14 players gone before it gets back to us. So already we're going to be, you'd expect us to be quite low in the packing. Kane's gone. Gabriel Jesus is gone. We can see there, if anyone's looking in this middle line just under the counter, the order at which people are going. Dan Emery. A little bit of backstory. So Alex Emery is drafting as well. He's the guy who edits all the videos and makes everything beautiful. Oh, okay, so Dan, his brothers, picked Haaland. Haaland's gone. Ronaldo, Sterling, Fernandes still on the table. I don't know, Bakar. I think we just have to kind of wait and see what we're left with. Okay, so Trent went 8th.
Yeah.
Has anything surprised you so far?
I have my eyes on Sterling, to be very honest. I think he could do really well. He's going under the radar in FPL, but I think for a draft league, he could be a really shrewd pick. I think he's going to be the main talisman of Chelsea this season.
You know what? I said he was going to be a flop, but I'm starting to regret it. I think he could actually, he's looked good. I've seen a few clips of him pre-season. My worry here, looking at this, is that I know all these guys. Well, I think I'm being clever getting the expert in or I know I'm being clever getting you in, Bakar, but I have a feeling they're watching this, albeit in a 15-20 second delay. So maybe Scott's here. Scott, do you see what just happened? Scott just picked Sterling. Bakar, you're not I'm going to start muting you. So Scott's been listening in, and he's picked Sterling because of BigManBakar. So my strategy's working against me. So Bakar, what you can do now is you can start to throw out names that you definitely wouldn't pick and see if these guys fall for it.
Yeah, I think I really need to rethink my strategy when it comes to suggesting.
So Luis Diaz gone, Saka gone, Ronaldo's still on the table. I know there's a bit of disarray there. We've got Fernandes, Vardy, Darwin, Bowen, Maddison, Mount Foden. I imagine Cancelo's still there. Robertson would be someone I like. There's still the likes of Foden, Mahrez.
Yeah. I won't say anything now because I don't want to give away too many secrets.
yeah. Okay, so Darwin's gone to Dan. So Gareth is up now. He picked Robertson. Oh no. Okay, Robbo's gone. I like that pick. Billy Butler up next. I'm in 3 turns now, so be interesting to see who goes next. It takes a while to get back to you when there's 8 people, doesn't it? But there's a lot of drama kind of as guys are picked.
Sure.
I've heard Almiron's the best pick. I've heard everyone should pick Almiron. Bakar, what do you think?
I think yes. Why not? I'd even suggest someone like De Gea to begin with.
De Gea is a great goalkeeper to start with. Cancelo's gone.
How about Kante from Chelsea?
Kante, yeah. I think we should pick Kante. I don't know. Let me see. I think I don't know who. I'm really starting to think now. We're up next. Martinelli's gone, so we do still have a nice pick. And then let's see. I don't know. Does it come back? Do I go first again now? Do I go like back to back?
I think you should have 2 picks now.
Yeah.
I think that's my assumption.
I think so. Yeah. Because everyone else. Okay, so Fernandes is gone. All right, Bakar. So yeah, back-to-back picks. You can see the screen. You can see who's on the table. Obviously, there are a few nice picks further down the list. And I know this might be hard for your eyes to follow if you're watching at home because you're obviously not doing the scrolling yourself. But would it be mad to maybe secure the likes of a really solid goalkeeper like Ederson now? Just lock him in all season? Or is that a waste of a pick at this stage?
I think he's a boring pick. I think it's a bit too early to go with Ederson, even though he's going to do well. Is Nunes still on the table?
No, Nunes is gone.
What are you thinking then?
Maddison, maybe? I kind of like Maddison. If Ronaldo starts playing...
There's rumours of him moving to Newcastle, actually. I think if he moves to Newcastle, he could be even better.
Okay. So what do you think in terms of Ronaldo or Vardy? It might be nice to get a semi-premium, like a premium forward in before they're gone.
I'd go for Vardy, I think. I'd go with Vardy.
So do you think Vardy's the pick now? And then maybe...
I think so, yeah. Because I don't know whether Ronaldo's going to stay or not. And if he doesn't stay, that's a waste of a pick as well.
Okay, so Vardy's in. We have another pick. I don't know. I know there's rotation as an issue, but Foden will score points over the season. Do we think Bowen can keep up that sort of score last season? I don't know.
I think is Saka still there?
Saka is gone, I believe.
In that case, I think Bowen is a strong option.
So we've got Bowen.
I think I like him more than Foden because of his expected minutes.
Okay, so we like Bowen over Foden. Anything on is someone like a A Grealish, a dodgy pick, or like a...
I don't like Grealish at all, to be very honest. I mean,
Okay.
even last year his numbers weren't great, and this year he's not really nailed on to start.
What about the likes of like a Van Dijk to get exposure to that Liverpool defence? Or is Bowen a better pick than Van Dijk?
Um, I'd probably go with Bowen just because he's more exciting. Van Dijk seems a bit boring.
It's done.
I always like going for the flair pick.
It's done. What's the point in bringing you in, Bakar, if I'm not going to listen to you? I'll challenge everything and I'll try and throw my point out there, but you were pretty hell-bent on Bowen, which makes me feel like I should be. I think the thing is you have to think differently in draft, as you said, because you have to think more long-term, whereas in sort of FPL itself at the minute, we're all kind of looking, and Bowen's kind of been, forgotten about because of City in the first game week and obviously some of the other great 8 million guys. But in this, value's not really a thing and you're playing a bit longer term, so maybe that's why,
Exactly, and he's going to be the talisman for West Ham.
Van Dijk's gone. Joshua's having a good think here about what he's going to go for. Oh, God, everyone's in the comments. Okay, we're going to have to start taking stuff from the comments here as well.
Yeah, I was just reading the comments.
And do you know what? I'm kind of thinking, maybe we should have went there instead.
Mount.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll see who makes the next round, and maybe we'll head into the comments for some suggestions. Okay, Reece James is gone. There's a lot of them dropping off. You see, for a game like this, though, how long's Diogo Jota out for? Do you know, Bakar?
I think he's gonna return soon to training. I don't think it's a long-term injury. I don't think it's too long-term for sure.
Okay, Mount's gone. Because like people always forget like the injured guys. Whenever realistically, if that's only like a 3 weeks, it's a 38 game season. So like maybe Jota he'll be getting minutes every game, you'd imagine, at Liverpool this year.
I think Mount would have been a good option as well. I think he's going to score similar to Bowen, though. I don't think there's much between them.
I think Mount and Foden have gone.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to waiting on a few more people, and then we'll get 2 in a row again. It's interesting as well, like the position in the draft, isn't it?
For sure. I mean, if you're first, it's almost as if you get the first bite of the cherry and then you don't really get anything, and you have to basically pick from scrap, from absolute scraps. So it's very interesting.
I think Sancho there was a ballsy pick from Scott. There's a few other guys left on the table there. Sancho wouldn't have been my pick, so I'm kind of happy that he's been taken, to be honest with you. Alex, the editor of the channel's up now. We'll see who he goes for. It's hard because I kind of want to say who I'd go for, but I know these Egypts are watching and just waiting for us to tell them. Zaha, yeah, great pick. I like that pick.
Solid, very solid.
Do you think he'll do well this season? Has he came near any of your drafts, or is there just better options in terms of FPL?
He hasn't come near my draft because Crystal Palace don't have the fixtures, but I think from a draft point of view, he's decent, right?
Yeah. Again,
obviously in FPL you have to take into account price as well, and Martinelli, for example, is a million cheaper and has better fixtures. So for FPL it's different, and for this format it's entirely different ball game.
Yeah, Mahrez is gone. Ricky Tamir saying, you're fine so far, John. Now you might want big defenders, but only if the beasts are still available. I think they're pretty much gone at this stage. Ederson's been taken. Okay, so people are moving on to fill up that premium goalkeeper slot. And, we've 2 picks coming up. The amount of clean sheets that the likes of Alisson will keep. Okay, I shouldn't have spoke because I have 2 more turns to go, and I know one of these guys is listening to me. So Alisson could be gone, but then I suppose there's Mendy and Lloris. Wilson's gone. Okay, we're up next after this. Bakar, is it too early still, do you think, to be thinking about goalkeepers? Is that a bit boring?
I think that Alisson is a very legit option. Which defenders are on the menu, by the way?
If we look,
perhaps, yeah.
So I mean, we could go for like a Matip, Diaz, Chilwell.
Any
Perisic
on the table? Perisic, yes, I would go with Perisic.
You think Perisic is there? Tierney's there? Walker?
I would go with Perisic 100%. I expect him to be he will get rotated, but I think he's going to get the highest number of goals among all defenders this year.
Okay, if BigManBakar says that, I'm in. Perisic locked. Okay, so Is Allison the call here? If we look at midfield, we could get like a. You don't like Grealish. We could be looking at like a St. Maximin, maybe Kulusevski.
Nah,
Rotated
I
there.
think,
Bruno.
I think I'd go with Allison probably, or Van Dijk at this stage. Is Van Dijk taken now?
I think Van Dijk was taken. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be.
I don't think Matip is as secure. I don't think it's worth going for him. You can go with Diaz, by the way. I don't mind Diaz.
Diaz or Allison? That is the question. I think because
City will keep more clean sheets, but Allison will get save points.
Oh God. Okay, Bakar.
I'd probably go with Diaz, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think so, because I think you can probably look at covering that goalkeeper spot with someone else, but Diaz is a quality pick.
Oh, but you know what I'm thinking here, and with 15 seconds left, if we get Allison in, he will play every game, you'd think, whereas I feel like Diaz might play 28, 32 games of the season.
That's true, but we'll make sure that we have a good enough squad of 15, right? They can always come in.
Oh, Bakar, you see now, I hope you're right. That's one where I probably would have went Allison, but I understand the Diaz shirt. I think you're right, and he gets a few goals. Did he get like 5 goals last season?
I'm not sure about the number of goals he had last season, but the year prior to that, he had plenty of goals. So I do rate his goal threat, and yeah, I mean, he will get rotated, but we have a bench for a reason.
Yeah,
and I think you can cover the keepers better.
Yeah,
even if you don't pick Allison. So I don't think I'd pick Allison at this stage. It's too early.
How do you think we're looking then? 5 players in: Perisic, Diaz, Salah, Bowen, and Vardy. Yeah, that's strong enough.
That's solid, yeah.
I wonder if there's a way. I don't think there's a way you can check other people's teams. Maybe after the draft we can go and look and see how everyone got on. But for now, we're just having to wait. Okay, Allison's gone. So Allison was picked by Josh. He was waiting. He's watching this on the delay. Oh, Coutinho went in quick succession, and then Sa. So some good players being picked there. I don't know, yeah. I mean, there's only 8 guys here, right? So ultimately, even if everyone, apart from me, picked 2 goalkeepers, you're going to be left with a goalkeeper that plays. So
yeah.
Logic tells me wait, and we'll get a starter. Do you know?
Yep, exactly.
Barnes in, Lloris gone. Dan Emery picked up Lloris. This is good. They're leaving some decent options on the table. Chilwell's gone.
Yeah, but your pick is now after what?
8 more turns.
8 more turns, exactly. So
and then
you've got to be patient.
We'll get 2 more in a row.
We're feeding off scraps, as I said.
We need to be looking for 2 more starters, 2 more guys who we want in our team each week. I have a couple in mind. I'll try and send them to you telepathically. But what happened to Jimenez, by the way? I heard he's out for a while. Is he? Knee injury?
Yeah, he's out for a couple of months. He got injured in Wolves', I think, second last preseason friendly. So he's not really an option, I don't think.
That's a real shame. Zinchenko goes. I mean, oh no. I want to talk about people, but I'm afraid I'll give them away. I might start talking about people who are kind of like, you could justify it. Like Fraser, really good in the wing, looks great for Newcastle in pre-season, definitely going to get loads of assists with Callum Wilson like time's gone by. Do you know? Mateta looked great in pre-season, scoring goals everywhere. If someone's turned into this stream at the wrong time, they're going to switch off or dislike this and be like, these guys know nothing about FPL. Havertz is gone. What do you think of Havertz this season?
I think he's a risky pick. I don't think it's worth going with him.
Let us know in the comments.
I mean, he's probably first choice, but I'm not just entirely convinced. I think it's a bit of a risky pick.
Yeah. It's one of those that I don't know what his FPL returns look like. But everyone, get in the comments and let us know who you'd be picking based on what's left on the table, and then we'll go and have a look when it gets to my turn and see what the consensus is.
What are you thinking, John?
In my head, honestly, I can't tell you because there's 5 more people to go, and they're just going to pick the guys we say.
You have your eyes on someone?
I have my eyes on 1 or 2. Do you?
I do as well. Yeah. Plenty of people in the chat are suggesting, quite a few people. So
Kulusevski gone. Skamaka. That's a rogue shout. Bruno Guimaraes. I have changed my mind. Sorry, I was big into Bruno early, but I've watched a bit of preseason. He looks like he's playing very deep. I think he'd still have nice shots. I think he'd still create a few chances. I just don't think he'll be the same player we seen at the end of last season. I love him. I wasn't going to pick him for those reasons. Have you watched much of him?
I have. I don't necessarily think he's a pick for FPL, but I can see why people are picking him in draft because long term, I think he will continue to, take away with the points. He's a bit like Ward-Prowse, to be very honest.
Okay, Gabriel's gone. Come on, be good to me. I've got the guy in my head. Come on. I hope he's still here. I don't even want to scroll and find out in case Jordan... I picked him! Trippier was the guy. I was going to say Trippier could be the shout. So, we've 2 picks now, Bakar, and I've got a couple I'm going to throw at you, right? So, sure. I kind of like St. Maximin, just because he's really fun to watch. As much as anything else, right? He's really fun. I strangely have a thing about Julian Alvarez, because I think with the 5 subs, would I take a guy who's going to get 30 minutes almost every week in Man City? Would you rather the guy who gets 30 minutes for Man City every week or the guy who gets 70 or 80 minutes for Nottingham Forest every week? That's a question.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. If you're comparing that way, then yes, I do agree with you. But then again, are you really looking for a forward? Why not look for a defender or a midfielder? I think a defender in particular could be much better at this stage.
You're probably right. So we've got 30 seconds to act. Matip is still on the table. Koulibaly is on the table. Tierney. Thiago Silva.
I don't trust Tierney.
Cash.
I don't trust Tierney. I'd rather go with Koulibaly from those.
Yeah, he's going to be nailed in a City defence, isn't he?
Exactly, for Chelsea, yeah.
Okay, Koulibaly in. So we're looking with 3 solid defenders there. Salah, Bowen, Vardy. Is it worth filling out another midfielder maybe?
Not necessarily. I think I don't know. I mean, the midfielders I'm not entirely convinced with. With the premium defenses, I think it makes more sense. But Matip is someone I'm not entirely sure about.
He could be rotated.
We have a Spurs defender. Else I would have suggested Dyer, but he's a bit of a risk as well. I don't really rate the Villa defense that highly, so I don't think it's worth going with Cash.
Diogo Dalot?
No. I don't know. I don't know about United. Who else?
Diogo Dalot. If I go over to my watch list by default, Saliba, Michaelenko, Dalot, Lamptey, White, Longley, Doherty. Doherty hasn't been picked. He's in a lot of drafts at the minute, I'm seeing. Lucas Dean.
I'd go with Doherty. I'd go with him. He has the upside for sure. Yeah.
Fuck, he's in. All right. And if anyone has missed it, my team name I thought was very good is Stranger Mings. It's a play. I made that up myself. Maybe someone else has put it out there, but I did make it up myself. Doherty was picked. All right. So that was me. And who is Jordan going to pick? There still are some nice players on the table at this stage.
Yeah, for sure. At least we've made at least we have like 4 decent playable defenders every week. With midfielders and forwards, we can say. I mean, the only pick I don't necessarily like in this draft is Vardy, because he's old. But at that point, I don't think we had a choice because we had to pick, a premium forward. So
yeah,
I'm not really exactly sure about him. But other than that, I think we've done a fabulous job.
I think so too. Walker and Tony have flown out there. There might have been someone else I missed. I think there was. Ward-Prowse, the set piece beast, is gone. If anyone's going to get points at Southampton, it's him. Albeit, probably still won't be a hell of a lot. Southampton look a bit... Everyone's expecting them to be a bit of a walkover this season. Do you agree with that, or what are your thoughts on Southampton?
Um, they're they're a very hard team to predict. They're very dodgy. I mean, they blow hot and cold, right? Uh, there are weeks where they look incredible, and there are weeks where they lose by eight or nine goals. So it's very hard to say with Southampton. They're very hard to read. For FPL, I won't really recommend them because you don't really know what you're getting with them, right?
Yeah. Matip and Watkins gone.
Yeah, Watkins, I think, is a good pick, actually. Watkins is a solid pick.
We probably should have took Watkins over a Doherty, should we?
I'm not sure. Because I really rate Conte's defense and his wing backs, even though they will get rotated when they play, they will go ballistic, basically.
Yeah, the problem is there's literally like 10 of them.
Yeah, the thing is, I expect Doherty has the potential to perform in one game and get as many points as someone like Watkins can get in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So it's just chasing the upside.
Guys, if anyone watching is interested, there is 50% off at the minute on Fantasy Football Hub. Click the link in the description, and if you're thinking of signing up, now is probably the time to do it. You'll probably have it done by the time Scott picks his player. I can't throw stones here. We've been taking a long time, Bakar, but that's because I'm really annoying you and getting in your head.
No, it's perfectly fine.
And I suppose, Bakar, people should subscribe. With a video coming out with you very soon. You're obviously top in the My Team series, which is very exciting. Few more episodes left of that to run. But equally, your final draft video is going to come out very soon. And then the team reveal will be on Hub. So, yeah. Ramsdale's gone. So another person's got their goalkeeper.
I had my eyes on him. I was keeping quiet, but I really think he's the goalkeeper to go for this year. This is one of the reasons why I skipped Ederson. Because I do think Ramsdale is a very good option to go for this year. I expect Arsenal to be extremely solid, and he has that potential of making save points, and he tends to get bonus points as well. So it's just very unfortunate that someone's picked him.
Me and you should have a private chat going here, because I've got there's another guy, a couple of guys in my head who I think will be okay with. But I don't know. Do you think? Is it worth the upside of, like, let's say if we look at goalkeepers that are left, like we could be getting in the likes of a Mendy now, or a Fabianski, De Gea, Schmeichel, Pope, Martinez. Maybe if we leave this a bit longer, we'll end up with the likes of I don't even know, Henderson.
Meslier.
Meslier, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's wait.
Let's wait in the goalkeeper.
Keep our cards close to our chest.
I think keeping goalkeeper till last is the move. There's only 8 players. There's 20 starting goalkeepers. People going for goalkeepers early are chumps. We've got some solid defenders left. We could be playing 5 at the back some weeks, particularly with Perisic and Doherty maybe being moved. In midfield, there's still a couple of nice enough options there. Alonso's gone. Okay, so someone's back picking Alonso. That's ballsy. Did they not just sign Cucurella and Ben Chilwell's there? Or what am I missing?
Yeah, that slot is a bit risky. The left wing back slot for Chelsea.
In terms of up top,
we're gonna have 2 picks again, right?
Yeah, we'll have 2 picks again, and we're going in 2 turns. So there's a couple of players left that could go here to kind of hurt us, but I think there's enough left on the table that we can make a really solid team, you know.
I think we should go for a goalkeeper and an outfielder.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're up next. Jordan Fry's going to get someone. I wonder who he'll get. Do you think Timo Werner will have an okay season? You know, Lukaku's gone. You think it's just Chelsea?
I mean, it's just... I've been hearing that for 2 years. Fortunately, hasn't happened for the guy.
Botman was a ballsy pick there, by the way.
I think he's a solid pick, yeah. I think Newcastle will do well defensively.
Okay, Bernardo's gone. All right, I'm buzzing. We can pick Mendy in goal. I think that's the move, is it?
It's Mendy or Pope. I'd probably go with Mendy, I think.
Yeah, it has to be Mendy. If you'd told me Pope, I was going to go against you. I think I do like Pope as well. I just really like Mendy. So, Mendy's in. And then in terms of our next pick, we have some nice defenders. I'm willing to risk that, but I don't want to be left with 3 chumps in midfield. So I'd like to kind of get another midfielder in. Do you think they'll like?
Or a forward, John, because Vardy is fragile and you never know when he's injured. So let's look at the mids and the forwards, and then let's talk through it.
We've 1 minute left. There's Bamford on the table. Ings.
It's too risky. Too risky.
Martial. Too risky.
No.
Mitrovic. Alvarez.
Okay.
Solanke.
What about the mids?
Mids, if we go over there. This is like phone a friend on bloody Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Trossard's had a great pre-season. Got the hat-trick at the weekend. Smith Rowe. Yeah, Martinelli, too much there.
You know who I'd go for?
Tell me, please.
I think Mitrovic is the one. I expect him to do much better than he has in previous seasons. I think he's a good, solid pick. For a draft long-term, he's a solid option. I'd go with Mitrovic.
Mitrovic in. In Bakar we trust. Alright, so far, 9 players. We've got Mendy, Perisic, Diaz, Koulibaly, Doherty, Salah, Bowen, Vardy, Mitrovic. There isn't a lad there who I would be I'd be worried about. I think they can all chip in.
Yeah, Mitrovic especially, John. He's a 90 minutes guy. He's the talisman for Fulham, so that's something which is very crucial. So you always have that one forward slot covered, right? Even if Vardy is not available or something. So that's nice. That's why I went for a nailed player rather than go for a Trossard or a Alvarez or someone like that.
Yeah. The Ings is gone. Unfortunately. 13 more rounds to go before it gets back to us. And if we look at in terms of like the all players in terms of draft rank, Richarlison, the highest ranked player still on the table. When do we know when he's back?
I don't think it's too long term. I think if you want to go for him, he's a solid pick. But I assume he's going to get drafted before we get the opportunity.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of surprised he's still there. Rumored to be back in very, very soon. Calvert-Lewin there, Everton, disappointing season. Firmino there, bit of a depth player at Liverpool this year. I keep looking at Liverpool and thinking they're quite light up top in terms of experience. They've Salah, obviously, Darwin, obviously, and then Jota and Diaz. But, 1 or 2 injuries there, they're probably relying on the likes of Elliott and is it Carvalho and Firmino. Maybe they aren't as...
Yeah, I think they needed one extra attacker.
I think one more kind of guy who could play on either wing, bit of a utility, versatile guy. Tomiyasu's gone there.
How many picks are left?
So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 players left to draft. So
I have a player in mind.
You have a player in mind? Well, we've 9. Alvarez is gone. I kind of wanted Alvarez, Bakar, but I wasn't shouting too loudly.
No one picks him.
9 turns. 9 turns. And then I can't wait for you to tell me him.
I don't think he's going to be on the table.
You don't think so? What? Tell me what position he isn't. Tell me one position that he's not. I'm like, don't give them anything.
He's not a goalkeeper.
Okay. Well, there's actually I've got a couple of guys. The comments are really helpful. Martial's gone. Lucas Dean is gone. Martial's done well in pre-season, but obviously there's kind of no one really knows what's going to happen. Obviously Ronaldo, a lot of uncertainty there.
Yeah.
Martial, Rashford, Sancho, Bruno. Someone's going to kick off. You just never know who. Bamford's gone from Alex Emery there, editor of the YouTube. And guys, actually, while you're here, something just to shout out. Fantasy Football Fest on Friday. I'm going to be there over in London, drinking pints. I'll be streaming some FPL on the channel from there. That's the plan. And then I have a bunch of my So Rare friends. I play a bit of So Rare, so I have a bit of a section about that. You might see me there. But equally, I'll be mingling around the FPL crowd too. So do come and say hello if you're there and recognise this beard. Fantasy Football Fest, Waterloo Station area in London. If you're about on Friday, you should head over. That's not an ad either. So, Cresswell's gone. Romero is gone. Wham bam.
Romero's a good pick. Romero's a very good pick.
Yeah. Well done, Gareth. You swine. Billy Butler up. We've got 3 more bullets to dodge, and then we're in to finish our first starting 11. 2 more mids, I think.
Not necessarily. Not
No?
necessarily.
We've got
maybe 1 mid and 1 from some other position.
Neto's gone. Neto's someone who I had my eye half on. Half.
I think he's too much of a injury risk. I don't think he's a player for draft, to be very honest.
Oh, yeah, probably. Probably a fair point.
Yeah.
Joshua in the mud. Is the player you mentioned still on the table? Or the one you had in your head?
I think so, yes. I think so.
Thiago Silva gone. We've 2 picks. Who was the player that you kept under wraps?
Okay, let's see. Let's discuss once we get the opportunity.
Okay, so what I'm gonna think looking at midfielders. So if I look down through them, anyone that jumps out, I'll shout. I mean, the Chelsea lads are too unpredictable. Ziyech and Pulisic. I don't really
Can
like
you run me through the midfielders and forwards available now?
available. There's a lot of them. I mean,
They're the good ones.
There's a. Who have you got in your bloody head, Bakar? 49 seconds. Solanke, Daka.
I was thinking of Richarlison as he's suspended. Actually, he's not injured.
Do you know what's so funny? Whenever I was talking up Richarlison, I was like trying to get them to pick him as like a joke. But turns out, if he's going to be a Spurs forward, he could be the shout. If it's a suspension and not an injury. He had a red card. I've just...
Never know.
Will we bring him in?
Never know. I think so, yes. I think he's a better shout than the mids who are left.
Okay, well now we have to get a mid. Unless we go like 5-3, 4-3-3. No, we're going for a mid, regardless of what happens here. We need another mid. We have to get another mid.
Not necessarily. I mean, we can play 5-2-3 every week. That's
5-2-3.
We can get a mid later. Yeah.
You think so? Okay. All right.
No, why not?
Okay.
Look at the defenders. Run me through the defenders.
Stones, Cody, Dyer. You liked Eric Dyer a wee bit earlier. Cucurella, Tierney, Davies, Emerson Royale, Chalobah.
I think Dyer is the one from those.
You think Dyer's the one? I'm going to scroll down here with a bit more time just to see if anyone jumps out. Dyer's the one for you. No one's jumped. Lamptey? No. Injury risk. Dalot is still there. You don't like United?
No, I think I'd go with Dyer.
Okay, let me try and fight you for a minute, and then I'm just going to inevitably pick who you say. Because once you get to the bottom here, I think we get a lot of the new inbounds. So, like Martinez. How long have I got? 15 seconds.
It's basically the United defense versus the Spurs. The only thing is, John, that we're probably sprinkling up on Spurs at the back. But in isolation, all of them are very good picks.
I've just done it. We're triple Spurs at the back. You know, we're screwed on. Oh, geez, you know what, though? The weeks they score well. And here, this is something I failed to mention. And this is actually pivotal. Pivotal, Bakar. And I've just remembered it right now. As I said, this is the first time doing a draft. The first time doing a draft with these guys. Need to beat them. And I think this is like a head-to-head draft where we play against each other each week. So I'll be going for like... I don't know if the triple up is a worse idea draft or a better idea because you're more likely to hit peaks when they all hit clean sheets and beat people and get the win. Or am I just shafting myself every week that Spurs don't keep a clean sheet now?
I mean, you have to look at every pick in isolation, and when you do, then I think it's fine. And you know, I expect Spurs to keep plenty of clean sheets this year. Under Conte, they have a fantastic defensive record. Even when you look at their underlying statistics, they're very good. Unfortunately, though, I don't think now that we've gone with 5 very, very solid picks in defense. I don't think we'll be able to get the midfielders of our choice. Because we're going to be left with nothing, basically. Feeding on crumbs.
This is the drafted page I have up now, so it shows you the draft rank and then like the round and the pick. So the kind of standout here was Gabriel Jesus actually comes in at draft rank 19, which I can't help but feels a little bit wrong. It might surprise you. He was drafted in before Haaland, but this is the order we've went in so far. Be interesting to see any other standouts. Martinelli went pretty early for 76th in the draft, 72nd, sorry, in the draft rank, and I don't actually know how that draft rank is predicted or selected. We went for 154th Perisic, so I don't know how that's calculated, but I can't help but feel it's a little bit off the truth.
I don't really agree with that at all, to be very honest with you.
So next time round, we're going for 2 midfielders.
Sure. Obviously, we don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper slot is basically dead because even if we get a dot, it doesn't really matter because we expect Mendy to play every week, right?
We could just buy Chelsea's backup.
I think that's Kepa, but I don't think it's worth going for that pick right now. I just look at a midfielder now.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, we don't care. We'll get to that at the end. Exactly. But ultimately, 2 midfielders have to come for us. And maybe that comes into other people's strategy. Maybe they're knowing we're going for mid, so then they'll be trying to pick up a mid before we do and taking the risk on another position.
Yeah, potentially.
There's still 7 on my watch list, and I'm not saying by any means all are good picks.
All 7 midfielders?
I don't know. I don't even want to click it yet because then everyone else will see what they are. I forget what they were. And whenever I built that watch list, I basically just clicked through like the top 50 players in case I disconnected or something, because I think it automatically would draft from it, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I added in a few that were like further down the ranks that like half interested me. Like one, for example, that I can't pick now, but who I kind of actually like the look of is like Saliba.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a monster season. John, he's one of the reasons why I'm very bullish on Ramsdale, as I said, because I think Saliba is a huge centre back.
He's top.
He's absolute quality. I expect Arsenal to keep plenty of clean sheets this season.
Yeah, Saliba is absolute top notch. Martinez went. I'm guessing that was Lissandro. Might have been Emi Martinez. I don't know. Trossard's gone. Good pick. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be available by the time we'd have the opportunity to draft him.
Yeah. I mean, if we're looking here at midfielders, I don't know if I'm just going to start scrolling and see if anyone jumps out at me. Let's go right to the bottom and work our way up, just for a bit of a change with a bit of time.
Sure.
See if there's anyone down in the dirt. Who's that just gone? Smith Rowe's just gone. De Silva still there. Chukwuemeka, he's off to Chelsea, isn't he? We have a look at it. No one else maybe jumping out of me. All like
this is going to be super hard.
The promoted teams are kind of here. It gets better, don't worry. Vlasic, Phillips, Calvin Phillips, he's just like the Kante role. Or he's not saying that he's necessarily the Kante role, but in terms of FPL, he's the same pick.
He's not an FPL option, yeah.
Okay. Ezzy's just gone.
Nice pick. I like Eze.
Yeah, good player. Rice. It'd be fun if we could find the likes of like a penalty taker, but I imagine they'll all be gone.
I mean, there's Jorginho, I think.
Yeah. He's probably still on the table.
Yeah.
Joe Linton finished the last season well, playing in Newcastle. He's got some minutes in pre-season, hasn't he?
He's not bad. Yeah, he's a decent shout.
2 turns to go, and then we've our two more picks.
Yeah, Declan Rice is also on pens, but then again, I'm not entirely sure about him. Not entirely convinced.
I've never done one of these before.
Demarai Gray, thoughts on Demarai Gray?
Demarai Gray. Yeah, okay. Demarai Gray. Or
these are the kind of picks I'd look at. Rodrigo, Joe Linton, Demarai Gray.
We're struggling at this stage, so get the comments in and let us know who we should be picking. And I'm going to look at the comments.
Is Bailey still available, John? Leon Bailey?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, wait, John, I think Dwight McNeil could be a good pick as well. Someone in the chat has suggested. I think
Oh.
that's a very good option.
Longlay's just
If you,
gone there, which is kind of funny. Well, not fun, but could he coming in? Like they don't sign him. Maybe you'd imagine not to play him with Dyer there. Could he screw
exactly.
us? Or
Who?
how will Tottenham set up? Will they go like Dyer, Longley, and
Uh,
Romero, and then push the wing backs further like a
no, I think Longley will be back up. I think he will be back up.
backup?
Yeah.
Okay, lip seal for until Jordan has made his pick, and then we've a lot to talk about. 2 more picks. Some great comments coming in. Fair play to yous. Make sure you drop a wee like in the video and subscribe while you're here. Absolutely buzzing for the season. Genuinely. And this is as excited as I've ever been. I'm sure I say that every year, but really this time. Hosting this channel has been an absolute joy so far, and hopefully the season doesn't let it down. Imagine I had a terrible season, Bakar. Wouldn't that be funny? Okay, so Daka went. Alright, it's on us, and we have a couple of decisions to make. So, you mentioned Gray. Bailey, is he there? He's there. We have to pick Bailey, don't we? I knew he was there, but I acted like he wasn't.
Yes, I think Bailey, and the other pick, I'd either go with Dwight McNeil or Aronson from Leeds. I think
Aronson? Yeah.
He's a new signing. Yeah,
I love him. He's a great player. He was amazing at Salzburg. I just don't know about Leeds and him in the Premier League.
I think they'll need some kind of creativity from him now that Rafinha's gone as well.
Wait, what about
think
Podence? Do you think Podence is a bit of a sleeper pick? He hasn't. He's
too injury prone. He's too injury prone.
Thiago, creative.
Nah, not a field pick for me. I think I'd go with Aronson, to be very honest.
Okay, Bakar says Aronson with 50 seconds. Get your comments in, and we'll see. We'll see what the comments have to say.
It's either Aronson or Dwight McNeil, and I think I'd probably favor Aronson.
Has Aronson got pens or something?
I think Rodrigo's on pens.
He is. Rodrigo's gone though, isn't he? And is he
No, I think he's available.
gone?
He's gone?
No, let me see. Rodrigo's available.
Yeah.
Do you not think Rodrigo's a better shout? Aronson
No,
still?
I'd go. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm resisting this one so hard.
I just expect him to play more minutes.
Everyone's like, it's easy. It's easy, and then it's like Rodrigo, Aronson, McNeil, Almiron, Tielemans. It's like, if it's easy, you wouldn't have 5 suggestions. Aronson, Bakar, you've led me down the garden path here, haven't you? It's done.
Yeah, I hope he comes off. Loki, I've been considering him for my FPL team as well. I don't think he's a bad shout.
Wait, you've been considering him for your FPL draft?
Considering him, I haven't had him in any of my drafts, but he's at that price point, he's not bad.
You've been thinking of him, okay. Price points aren't the game, and this game.
I think I'm content with the draft now because I like where we're at. We have good, solid picks throughout the pitch, and up front, even if Vardy and Richarlison are a bit of risks, I think Mitrovic could do really well. We have the best player in the game, who's Salah. The mids are solid. I think Bowen, Aronson. Who was the other one who picked? Skipped my mind. Sorry.
So if I run through the team just for everyone listening, we have Mendy, then we've got Perisic, Diaz, Koulibaly, Doherty, and Dyer. The Spurs triple up, the kind of crazy bit at the back.
Defense is solid. Very solid.
Then we have Salah, Bowen, Bailey, and Aronson, and then
Bailey,
we have
Bailey. Yeah.
Vardy, Mitrovic, and Richarlison. In the comments here, laughing there, I was actually kind of laughing because 8 Ball Eyes is stressing out over it. It's stressful, like, with FPL, we wait all week, we have all the time in the world. There are curveballs, don't get me wrong, but in this, it's like you have a minute and a half, potentially from the last curveball. Your guy could be picked, and you have a minute and a half to change your mind and work it out. The prioritization. Do you know what? You could actually, this is a fun game. I could sit and do this like back to back to back as almost like a game to see who comes out on top, like who gets the best draft.
It requires instant decision making ability,
and it requires depth of knowledge of the whole league, not just the top 10, 20, 30 players, which is kind of interesting.
I'm actually curious to hear what the chat has to say about our draft.
Yeah.
Let's hear their thoughts in the comments, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, let us know.
I'd be very curious to think that.
Again, Mendy, Perisic, Doherty and Dyer. And then we've Diaz and Koulibaly, who are nice. Salah, Bowen, Bailey, Aronson, Vardy, Mitrovic and Richarlison. So, yeah, let us know. Have we butchered this? Bakar thinks outside the box. Stresses normal people like us. I've got a unique team. Can you rate it? Chuck it in the comments. I'm sure someone will rate it. Maybe not too highly, but who knows? Podence has been playing up front pre-season in place of Jimenez, says Lee MV Proberts. Pretty decent. Very Spurs heavy. Yeah, we are. We are very Spurs heavy. Who else is going? Konate's going.
I'm asking this because I mean, I don't have any experience of draft, so for those of you who have been playing, they must know better. So I'm sort of trying to gauge how good a team this is.
Yeah, like you're right there. I've no idea how good the other teams are going to look. There must be a viewer away in this where you can see like the teams as they're all built. Do you know? Like there should be 8 columns here, and they should all just fill up as people pick players. So you could be looking and going like, how has he ended up with Trent and Robertson? Not that that's happened, or like, how has he done that? But we've got like 2 Chelsea in defence, a City, and 3 Spurs. So I think like that's as borderline as strong a defence as you'll find. We've got Salah.
There's some people who are saying that you picked Richarlison as a red card magnet. And
yeah.
Another very interesting comment is like, don't check your draft when Spurs play against the top 6.
Don't check your draft. What?
Don't check your draft when Spurs are playing against the top 6.
Oh god, yeah. That's actually it, isn't it? That's the problem we're going to run into. Because we'll have to go for 3 at the back those weeks and just pick one of them. But imagine though, in the weeks like the opening week against Southampton, if they concede, I'll cry. But I mean, let's see, like Forest in game week 4, Fulham in game week 6. You'd like to think
Wolves in 3, West Ham in 5. I think they can easily keep 4 or 5 clean sheets in the first 6. And Chelsea away is the only tough one in game week 2.
Yeah. And this is, this is round 14 of 15. So once it comes back to us, we pick 2, everyone else picks 1 more, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
So what position are we looking at now? Another midfielder, I assume.
Yeah.
He has to be priority over Mendy, surely, right?
Yeah, we're going to get 1 more midfielder. We're going to prioritise that. Hopefully get someone who's a 90-minute man. I think that's our main priority. Anything else a bonus, and then on top of that we'll have to nab a goalkeeper, and if we can get someone who's likely to be a starter, absolute jackpot. Alex has just picked De Gea. Good luck with that, sir. Dan, his brother, coming up now. Yeah, interested. There's still a few out there like that I kind of like the look of in midfield for that 5th slot. Even at this stage, there are a couple there that I think will score points. I don't think these are all 2-point merchants by any means. Anthony Gordon's just gone. Him and Damari Gray, a lot of people kind of debating about them. Was that in the first draft? Was everyone talking about them? I remember that debate, or was that towards the end of last season? I remember talking about Gordon versus Gray recently.
It was at the end.
Yeah. Kilman.
Everton had plenty of double game weeks, and the hype around them was real.
Shaw's just went. Obviously, Tyrell Malacia has just signed for United, so maybe is Tella gone yet? I don't think he is, but rumoured to go back maybe to Porto or out.
He's terrible anyways.
Tella is, whenever he played it, like Porto was an absolute machine, for assists, and he was on penalties and all sorts of stuff, but obviously never really worked out for him. At United, did it?
Okay, James, so let's run
Saliba. Saliba was there. I wish I'd picked bloody Saliba over Dyer, to be honest with you. I think it would have been good.
The problem there was that I wasn't entirely sure that once Tomiyasu came back, and White and Gabriel did a fairly good job last season, so there is that possibility of Saliba dropping out, right?
Yeah.
That's why I suggested not to pick him.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I watched a bit of him. at his time abroad, and I really just thought he was gargantuan, like proper top quality. And I don't see him going to Arsenal not to play, but it's one of those where I don't know who doesn't play then, because the other guys, as you said, did well. So that's going to be an interesting battle all season. Maybe it's just a rotation nightmare between the three of them. Who knows? But I think Saliba, maybe I'm wrong, but are Saliba and Gabriel both left-footed and White's right-footed, or am I wrong? It might mean
Saliba is left-footed, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gabriel is as well. Maybe I'm wrong. That could mean that them two are more of a rotation threat with each other, playing in the left centre-back position. But
I'd be surprised again, because Gabriel is I think he's probably number one in terms of the pecking order right now among the Arsenal centre-backs.
So, guys, we have a midfielder to pick. Get it in the comments. Let us know who we pick. Rodrigo is still on the table, the penalty taker at Leeds, by the looks of it. Tielemans is still there. Joe Linton, who I mentioned before. I'm seeing Hwang in the comments. I don't think he's for me. As I mentioned earlier, I imagine Thiago's probably been taken. Thiago's still there. Very creative at Liverpool. Not great in FPL, but Olise has looked good, but he's got a flag there. Anyone jumping out at you, Bakar? McNeil is still here.
McNeil, Rodrigo, and Joe Linton are the ones I'm considering. So we've got to pick one from these three. Almiron is still there, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think I prefer Almiron to Joe Linton, to be very honest.
Okay, so Almiron.
So there's McNeil. Yeah, McNeil, Almiron, and Rodrigo, right?
With 10 seconds. Almiron.
I'll go with McNeil. I'll go with McNeil.
Shit. Need to type quick. McNeil draft. Bang. Yeah, he was amazing at Burnley. I've got another pick. Yeah, the goalkeeper.
What are the options on the table?
Why is there only... Oh, jeez. Okay, so Fabianski, Schmeichel, Rumer Denise, Martinez at Villa, Sanchez, Gueda, Pickford, Meslier, Raya.
Interesting.
Henderson.
I think I'd probably go with Martinez from Villa.
Martinez, I love. I remember I had him, and the season I finished okay. He was my kind of goalkeeper I had all season. Whenever people kind of FOMO'd into him late, they stuck with Ramsdale, I think, that season.
Exactly, and I don't think he's necessarily a pick for FPL right now, because obviously it's 5 million, and at that price you can get Ramsdale and Mendy. But in draft, I think he's a very good pick.
Done. That's our draft, Bakar. Mendy, Martinez, 2 solid goalkeepers. Perisic, Diaz, Koulibaly, Doherty, Dyer, Salah, Bowen, Bailey, Aronson, McNeil, Vardy, Mitrovic, and Richarlison. Where are we weakest? Defence, we're not weak at the back or in goal because of Mendy. So defence, midfielder, forward, where are we looking the weakest?
Forward, I think Vardy and Richarlison are probably our weak links. And I think the defense and the mids and the keepers are very strong. I think particularly the defense is very, very good. So I can see there will be weeks where we opt for 5-4-1 as well.
Yeah, I think so too, because I don't know, a lot of people are kind of backing Vardy to be a bit of a differential pick to succeed this year, and he's shown it time and time again, but he is getting older every year. And Mitrovic scored like record-breaking goals in the championship last year. Was it 46 goals or something mad?
Exactly, 40 plus.
It was
exact number,
obscene. So you'd imagine he'd get a few goals. He will be on penalties, I assume. So yeah, I think this team, what's this? Mids don't have minutes.
X minutes.
Weakness in mid. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think we're solid. Bailey will start the season. Aronson and McCain will be they've not been on the bench.
Bakar, we have a saviour. David Carton, thank you so much. Top right corner of the other people's team. So let's go and look at the others. Joshua Hewlett has Pope Leno, and you can pop in the comments at any time who's won, but I suppose we can see them all. Pope, Leno, Gabriel, Walker, Botman, Longley, and Saliba. De Bruyne, Martinelli, Coutinho, Neto, Benrahma, Ronaldo, Wilson, Calvert-Lewin. Solid. Billy
Saw that.
Butler came out with Sa, Sanchez, Cancelo, Alonso, Target, Lamptey, and Shaw. Keep any of these names in your head that have stand out to you, and we'll come back to them because I'll just read through them all quickly. Gundogan, Ericsson, Bruno Gomares, Aribo, and Eze. Don't know about that midfield. Kane, Tony, and Mbuemo. Jordan Fry, Allison, and Pickford, solid. All Scouser. Van Dijk, Trippier, Thiago Silva, Guehi, Canos. Son, Fernandez, Odegaard, Bernardo, Sinisterra, Antonio Ings, and Daka. Strong enough. Gareth Scott got Ederson and Raya. Robertson, James, Tomiyasu, Romero, Kilman, Barnes, Ward-Prowse, St. Maximin, Smith-Rowe, Neves, Jesus, Scamacca, and Firmino. Then we go to Scott Groom, Ramsdale. He's just drafting his goalkeeper, second one. Zinchenko, Laporte, Lucas Dean, Martinez at United, and the draft is done and it's cut us off. I suppose we could probably go and see everyone's, can we? Let me see, where do we go? Click on people. I don't even know. We got cut off. If someone knows, tell me. But this is our team, Bakar. How will we shape it up going into game week 1?
I think the triple defense from Spurs looks good to go. Koulibaly and who's our fifth defender?
Diaz.
Yeah, I think they look good to go as well.
So maybe
Keeper, we can easily play Mendy in goal. I think Mendy is against Everton. Martinez has Bournemouth, but I'd still go with Mendy, I think. Bailey is an excellent shout for game week 1 against Bournemouth, who basically don't have any centre backs fit. Other than that, Mo Salah is Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Obviously. Bowen I'd probably bench because he's up against City. McNeil I'd bench because he's up against Chelsea. Richarlison is suspended. Salah, Vardy are locked because Vardy has a great fixture as well. Mitrovic I'd still play because I think there's a chance he can get something. He's going to be on penalties as well. I mean, it's basically between Mitrovic and Bowen essentially, right? For that pick.
Why? Yeah, Bowen, Man City isn't nice.
I'd play Aronson.
Yeah, I've got Aronson on. So at the minute, what I'm rocking is Mendy, Perisic, Diaz, Koulibaly, Doherty, Dyer, Bailey, Aronson, Salah, Vardy, and Mitrovic. And then we've got Bowen first bench, McNeil second bench, Richarlison suspended, but coming back into the reckoning after that. I like it. I think we did okay.
It's not you can. I mean, gun to head, you can mention Mitrovic for Bowen. Bowen does have a history of doing well. I remember the previous game against City, he did well on the counter. And I think you can hedge with Diaz that way. So I think that's probably better. You can go with Bowen over Mitrovic.
We'll go back over to the other drafts just to see how they did, and then we'll wrap up. So I was reading out Scott Grooms when we got cut off. Ramsdale, Henderson, Zinchenko, Laporte, Dean, Martinez at United, Castagna, Sterling, Luis Diaz, Madison, Sancho, and then Lingard, Havertz, Martial, and Johnson at Forest. Dan Emery got Lloris, Meslier, Matip, Cresswell, Byrne, Varane, and Kanate. Bit out there. Mount, Mahrez, Kulusevski, Rashford, and Gordon, and then Haaland, Darwin, and Alvarez. What an exciting attack. That's actually like the most exciting attack, isn't it? Like, whatever about FPL points, you have the 3 young guns, big signings to the league. Haaland, Darwin, Alvarez. I absolutely love that. That's exciting to have in draft, I think. I don't know how you get away with that. De Gea, Fabianski, Trent, Chilwell, Cash, Tierney, and Cucurella. This is Alex's team. He's the guy who edits all the videos and does the amazing work with the thumbnails. So Alex has a cracking defence by the looks of it. Saka, Foden, Zaha, Grealish, Trossard. Looks solid. Watkins, Diogo Jota, and Bamford. That's probably one of my favourites yet, to be honest with you. That I like Dan's forwards, but I really liked Alex's balance personally. And then this is what we came out with. Were there any of those that jumped out at you, Bakar, or?
They're all fairly reasonable teams, and I don't think there's a clear standout. I think we stand a decent chance as well. Let's see how it goes from here.
Let's see how we go. I think if I had
if you manage it well in the coming weeks, then I think we have a decent chance.
If I had to actually pick, I look at this team and I think It's Alex's team. I genuinely do believe, right, whatever about the goalkeepers, I think we've done better there. But like Trent, Chilwell, Cash, Tierney, Cucurella, maybe there's minutes risk between a few of them with Chilwell, Tierney injury, Cucurella. And then even in midfield, do you know, Foden, Grealish, bit of rotation. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
if he does well, then he's gonna bang, because it's that kind of team. It's either gonna do really well or it's not gonna do well at all.
yeah. But Bakar, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. Look, that's our draft. If anyone out there would like to, you know, have a crack at Hub, there's 50% off Fantasy Football Hub right now. Sign up with the link in the description. And I'm actually interested, Bakar, and I might do this before we go. I might plug this into the My Team tool just to see how bad we do. Over on Hub. So if you don't know, we have a My Team series going on the channel at the minute. And Bakar is leading from the front. He's been top for some time. I don't even know. We should be able to afford this draft, you would imagine. But let's pop it into the My Team tool and see how bad we actually get on. I think that would be quite funny. We got away with, in defence, we had obviously the 3 Spurs lads, Diaz and Koulibaly. This will only take a minute. Tottenham. So we got Dyer, Perisic, Doherty. Into midfield.
I hope it gives us 80% at the very least.
I hope so too. Aronson, Bailey, Bowen, and then we had McNeil, wasn't it? McNeil, and then up in forwards we had Jamie Vardy, we had Mitrovic, and we had Richarlison, who I can't pick because you can't have 4. But let's say he would have been benched in game week 1 anyway, alright? So
Yeah,
we'll pick Diogo Jota, right? We'll save the plan. We'll do a bit of tinkering to get the first team in. It would have been this, and it would have been Vardy in for Bowen. Salah captain, even though captaincies don't exist in that game. 83% would be our team rating over... let me just double check this. It might be a bit hard for people to see. We haven't optimized the stream to do this. I wasn't planning on it. But 83% is the rating of our team on the My Team rating tool. I think, you know, that's the lowest I've seen in a long time, and it's probably fair because we can't just pick everyone we want. But equally...
Exactly. It's not a team for game week 1, right?
Yeah. It's not a team for game week 1. But guys, you know, if you want to have a crack at your team, head over to the My Team function on I'm just saying there, some people can't see you, which seems strange, but we're signing out anyway, Bakar. I can hear you perfectly. If you want to give My Team a crack, head over to the link in the description. You don't need to sign up. Plug your current draft in, see your predicted points for game week 1. This team's predicted to get 60, which I think is pretty high. So let's see how it all pans out, Bakar, and we'll say goodbye.